Okay, I'm sitting here recharging the batteries for my new flashlight. That's the battery. That's the cradle. I'm plugged in. And while I'm doing that, it's gonna take a while for the battery to charge. Then I gotta test the flashlight out for a couple hours at night. So while I'm doing that, fucking cocksucker stand. We're gonna address another issue. This is not gonna be ready till at least tomorrow morning for review. But the hashtag Black Lives Matter movement. I know I made a video on it once before. This movement is gonna come back to haunt us. Now, let me elaborate on that, please. Baltimore. The police in Baltimore were told to stand down and let the protesters vent. As a result, every store in the neighborhood was broken into. Some stores were looted to the point where the owner had no more merchandise to sell and had to declare bankruptcy. Maybe collect insurance, rebuild it, whatever, I don't know. Cars were vandalized, cars were burned, okay? And the police were told, don't do anything unless you're attacked. So if the protesters attack you, then arrest them. But if the protesters set a fucking car on fire, leave it alone. Okay, and you've also seen in shitholes like New York City, okay, where the government officials are against the police to ridiculous levels, and it's gotten so bad that the police don't even want to do their job. And I don't blame them. Okay? Don't forget, I work for a police department. I am a peace officer. Okay? And if my police commissioner didn't back me up, I would also be hesitant to do my job. Okay? I have had to raise my voice at motorists, I've had to raise my voice to pedestrians, I've had to raise my voice to children, I've had to raise my voice to parents. And imagine if in my line of work, if I had a guy run a red light, almost hit a kid, and I dragged the kid out of the way, and the motorist filed a complaint against me because I yelled at him as he ran the red light, and the kid's parents filed a complaint against me because I grabbed their child and pulled their child. I would not want to do my job. Now I'm not going to lie to you and say that every police officer in the world is a nice guy. I've known a lot of police officers that are scumbags. And they should be dealt with on a case-by-case basis. I'll be very honest about that. But there is a difference between dealing with a police officer who is guilty of misconduct in a formal and impartial manner, whether it be review board or criminal trial. That is different than burning your own fucking neighborhood to the ground every time a felon gets arrested. And it's for the stupidest shit in the world. When Darren Wilson was punched in the face, pinned to the seat of his car, and had his gun grabbed, they lied and said that Mike Brown was a child walking home from helping old ladies cross the street who had his hands in the air, crying like a little girl, and was shot in the back. Okay? You have incidents where people punch cops in the face, try to grab cops' guns, throw rocks at old ladies, okay? Sell drugs to black kids. Yes, Freddie Gray sold drugs to black kids. Okay? Freddie Gray, as my friend H4T says, Freddie Gray would have threw your grandmother down a flight of stairs for $2 in her purse. And yeah, he shouldn't have died, but let's put Freddie Gray into this perspective. Freddie Gray was either going to go to prison for life, or be shot while attacking a police officer, or be shot by another criminal. Okay? Freddie Gray was not going to go to Harvard. Okay? So you have the demonization of the police and the canonization of racists, drug dealers, gang members, terrorists. Okay? These guys are terrorists. These guys that are chanting, what do we want? Dead cops. When do we want it? Now. Okay? Because one aspect is moral people are not going to want to take the police test anymore. And you're going to get an issue where the police are going to be so desperate that they'll take whoever they can find. As long as you're not guilty of a felony or domestic violence, the police will take you. And that's going to be a problem because you're going to have cops in the street that aren't going to be entirely honest. Okay? Another thing that's going to happen is the cops that are normally good and would normally do their job, they're going to back down. Because if they have a gangbanger that they know has been to prison, they know is flashing a gang sign, they know is wearing gang memorabilia, they know is carrying a weapon, okay? If they frisk him and find a knife on him and haul him in, okay? If he says, it's because of my race, yo, whether his race is black, Hispanic, it doesn't matter, okay? He says, it's because of my race, yo. And then his friends start rioting in his name, and his scumbag lawyer sues the city for $1 billion. Okay? What you're gonna get is the police are gonna be like, fuck it. I'll drive around in my car for 8 hours and I'll take my paycheck home with me. And unless I see someone being murdered, I'm not getting out of the car. Now that might be all well and good for you, but imagine a guy that runs red lights at 100 miles an hour. Cop doesn't want to arrest him. Doesn't want to at least give him a ticket and not arrest him. What about the guys that shop? What about the guys that mug old ladies, okay? The cops are going to get to the point where they're going to be like, wait a minute. If I do my job, if I arrest a guy that I know is a criminal, I saw him commit a felony with my eye. If I go and arrest him, his lawyer is going to play the race card and I'm going to be in trouble. So they're going to get to the point where they're not going to do their job at all anymore. And you're going to live in a world without police. Okay? And while some idiots are going to be jumping up and down, dancing like little girls, imagine a world where the police don't want to do their job in any city. Imagine if every city in the world, the police either A, went on strike, which they can get a lot of trouble for doing that, or B, they decided to just, you know what, we're going to sit in our car and just sit there. And if you're being beat with a fucking bat right in front of our car, we're not going to get involved. Because we don't want to be insensitive. Okay? You are going to arrive at a point where the entire fucking country becomes a war zone. Because when every single criminal in the world realizes that all at once, the police are not going to do their job. Good luck. Okay, and that's where it's going. Okay, and recently Quentin Tarantino, first of all, Quentin Tarantino, I'll be honest, Jackie Brown was his only good movie. Okay, Pulp Fiction was okay. Reservoir Dogs I didn't like. Okay, so they're saying boycott Quentin Tarantino. Okay, fine. And I wasn't gonna watch a lot of his movies anyway. But they're these rich Hollywood white people, they're rich white Hollywood liberals. They're coming out of the closet to go to the other side of the country to protest against the police. Fly from California to New York to protest police. Okay, well here's the issue. A lot of the celebrities, they're bodyguards of retired cops. Because a retired cop can get a concealed carry license in any state in America. Regardless of shall issue this, may issue that, no issue that. You can't get a concealed carry license in New Jersey unless you know somebody. But if a retired cop can. So a lot of these celebrities hire retired cops because retired cops can get a concealed carry license anywhere in the country, and that concealed carry license can be interstate. So your concealed carry license might not be for this state. But there's an unwritten rule with cops where if a retired cop has his gun in another state, even if his concealed carry license isn't good, as long as he has his ID saying he's a retired cop, they turn their head. They're not going to touch a fellow cop. That's an unwritten rule they have. So all the Hollywood celebrities all hire retired cops. Okay? So, you come over here and say police are fucking pigs. You get the guy that protects your girlfriend, your mistress, your wife, your daughter who's older than your girlfriend. All those guys are all retired cops. Okay, also, you live in a mansion. You have a gate around your house. The gate is electrified. You have security at the front gate. You carry a gun yourself. Okay? And you're going to the ghetto to protest against cops that are saving innocent black people from thugs. And that's the basic line of the police in the hood. Okay? For every one cop in the hood that slams a black guy's face with a plate glass window, there are 50 more white cops that will jump in front of a bullet and die for a 9-year-old black girl. Okay? Okay, I've seen cops that would do anything in this world for a black kid. They would walk the black kid home from school through the ghetto. They would bend down and tie the black kid's shoes. Okay? They would give the black kid their personal cell phone to call their mother because they got home from school early and they're going to help them open the door for them. Okay? If that black kid fell and broke his ankle, that cop would put him in the car and take him to the hospital and call his mother and wait with him. Okay? I've seen white cops buy poor black families groceries when they can't afford them. Okay? I've seen that. There was a black homeless guy in New York City a few years ago and a white cop bought him a pair of boots. The guy ended up being a con artist and he sold the boots later on, but the idea is simple. Okay? Now, the issue is if cops did not patrol black neighborhoods, black criminals would be killing innocent black children. More than they are already. Okay? And we are going to chase the cops out of town, and then we're going to sing and dance because we're rid of the fucking pigs. And then we're going to realize, wait a minute. Who's here to protect us? There's a gang war in this neighborhood, and who's here to protect us? Who's here to walk our kids from home from school every night? Who's here to take the old lady to the doctor down the street because she can't walk herself because she's scared? I mean, there was a couple of coffee shops that were throwing out cops or saying we don't serve you or Black Lives Matter on the fucking cop's coffee mug. There was a guy in a coffee shop. He was writing FTP on his coffee mug tops. And one of the customers said, I've seen this place call 911. You got customers acting rowdy, you got a trespasser, you got a guy stealing, you call 911. So you say FTP, but then when you get in trouble, you call 911 because you're a fucking hypocrite. Okay? And stop glorifying this shit. See, when I was a kid, I was told, if you break the law, you're going to go to jail. They're going to put you in juvenile hall, and then when you're old, you're going to go to big jail, okay? And when we used to have our toy guns when we were kids, okay, we would have our toy gun, and it would look real. There'll be no muzzle, orange muzzle on it. Okay? That's hot. There'll be no orange muzzle on the toy gun. And you would see stupid fucking kids run out of the alley with a toy gun that they didn't have the orange muzzle at the time, and a cop would freak out and shoot him. Okay? And we used to say, well, you know what? This is what our parents told us. If that kid didn't come at the cop like that, the cop wouldn't have shot him. And our parents used to tell us, if you fuck with our parents used to tell us when we were kids, if you get in trouble, God fucking help you. Okay? My older brother, I have two older brothers, the younger of the two older brothers. They grew up in New Jersey, in a town called Parsippany. When my brother was 18, he went down to the Jersey Shore, and he was arrested. I think for underage drinking or some shit. He was arrested. And my father had divorced my stepmother, several years earlier. And he was living in my hometown, Yonkers, with my mother. I wasn't born yet. Yeah, my brother's a lot older than me. And my father got the phone call from the police down the shore. Your son's in jail. We're not going to press charge. We just want you to pick him up. Okay, we're going to detain him in the jail cell. We're not going to court. He did this. Pick him up. My father had to drive at night from Yonkers to the Jersey Shore, which is a good 2-hour drive without traffic. And my father picked my brother up, signed him out, got him in the car, drove him back to the house in Parsippany where he and my other brother and our sister live with my stepmother. And my father walked him in the house, and my brother's 5'11" and my father's 5'8". Punched him in the face, knocked him on the ground, and left the house. My brother was on the fucking ground, knocked out. Okay? That's what used to happen when your parents got the call that you're being a fucking asshole and the cops can't deal with you. That's what used to happen. Okay? No more it's the white man's fault. It's the police fault. No more of this shit. And there's white kids doing it too. And there's Hispanic kids doing it too. It's not entirely a black. It's an everybody thing. It's an everybody thing. Okay? And you're in for a rude awakening, my friends. Because you will suffer the consequences. And I've actually said to that piece of shit bald cocksucker, Dr. Phil. I'll put a link to that video from last year. Okay? After the grand jury in Ferguson, Dr. Phil came on TV and said that the grand jury in Ferguson was told to look through the spectrum of it's okay to shoot a guy in the back. So Dr. Phil was saying Mike Brown was shot in the back after the grand jury deliberated and proved he was not shot in the back. And I've actually suggested that if you're a police officer, firefighter, or paramedic in Dr. Phil's neighborhood and he calls 911, maybe you shouldn't go help him. Okay? And maybe that's what the cops should do. Maybe the cops should just sample that, okay? There is a riot going on in this neighborhood. And that entire neighborhood is filled with anti-cop people. Or this anti-cop, rich celebrity cocksucker is having a problem in his house right now. Leave him alone. Okay? If cops suck so much, let them deal with themselves. Let them solve their own problems if cops suck so much, okay? And let's see how far this shit gets, okay? You watch how fast these scumbags will shut their mouth when they get in trouble and they realize the cops don't want to die for them. Because I'm not going to die I wouldn't die for them. If you call me a pig and if you say I should be shot and if you hope I die, you better fucking hope to Christ someone else is around when you're on fire. Okay? Because I won't piss on you to put you out. Okay, thank you.